Kutvam. This is the Punarvikshana, Punaravalokana. Kutvam, Chokuhu, looked at 8 to 30. Nantaram, Chavargasya Kavargadasha, Vach, Vak. Nantaram, Jalam Jashwantiti, Vag. Jalam Jashwante 8 to 39, Vak. Nantaram, Sasajashoruhu. पदांत सकारस्य सजुष इति शब्दस्य रू इति आदेशः स्यात् मनिस् इति पदांत सकारः कदा भवति. So no, keep this in mind. There is a, we talked about two kinds of ra at the end, right? End of a pada. One is a natural ra at the end, like we have punar, gir, girvana bharati, like that. Gir, that gir means walk. So that gir, swar, punar, so all these, they have the natural ra in them. They are part of the pratipadikam. The other kind of ra, which is synthesized. Synthesized means this is not natural. This is coming because of the this artificial grammar rule. Grammar is artificial. It's a grammar rule. So the Sasashishur rule saying that Padanta Sakarasya Sadush iti Shabdasya Ru iti Adesha Syat Munis. So Muni iti Pratipadikam Svikritya Sakaraha Yujjate Katham Sakaraha Bhavati Atra Supratyaha Supratyasya Yojanena Sakaraha Vartate Munis iti Tadantaram 8 to 66 Ityatah Sutrat Sakarasya Sthane Refadeshaha Ayam Refadeshaha Kritrim Refadeshaha. So wherever in the sutras there is a reference to ru, right? So where they say that rori is different. So that is any ra, but that's what the rori there is not referring to ru. It is just raha ri, right? That is why I had to give that explanation. It's not ru. If it is referring to ru, that means it is referring to this kritrima refa, not the Mula refa. Tadanantaram asit rori iti. Refasya refe pare lopasyat dhralope dirghona yatasya abhyasa bhavat purvam dhara lope dirghana pratyarasya dhakare payolo purvasyana dirghasyat haris rakshati hari rakshati yatasya abhyasa bhavat anantaram Kharvasanayoho visarjaniyaha 8314 antaram 8315 Kharavasanayor visarjaniyaha Kari paryavasane cha repasya visargaha adesha syat sulabhamasti. What does this say? What happens here? Rajasri Bhagini?
परवर्ण खरवर्ण अस्ति चेत् विसर्गस्य आदेशः भवति. प्रकारस्थाने रेफस्थाने विसर्गस्य आदेशः भवति.
परवर्ण खरवर्ण अस्ति. अनन्तरं what is the other condition?
पूर्ववर्ण
रेफा
अवसाने
what is avasane?
End.
So what does this mean? Paravarnah kharvarnah athva what is this another condition?
End of the
no word is following.
There is no word after this.
No word after this. Then this what happens. This no word after this means it is the end of a sentence or there is no sanhita. Sanhita nasti. Iti munir Munihi.
Visargah bhavati.
Visarga bhavati. So that is transmission. Okay. So then next he started looking at this Bho Bhagavato.
अवसाने इत्युक्ते अन्तः नास्ति अन्तः समीपमस्ति पदस्य परे किमपि पदं
नास्ति.
There can be one or two words after that. It's not exactly the end.
Yes. Yeah. End means samhita nasti. So we saw the example munis, munir, munihi, punar, punaha.
तदा रेफः कुत्र वर्तते? अवसाने पदान्ते अवसाने रेफः इत्युक्ते पदान्ते रेफः तिष्ठति वा?
पदान्ते रेफस्य स्थाने विसर्गादेशः.
रेफस्य स्थाने इत्युक्ते पदान्ते रेफः तिष्ठति, परे खरि खर् प्रत्याहारस्य वर्णः तिष्ठति.
परवर्णः करि प्रत्याहार अपि च अवसान पदः अवसाने अस्ति.
Tishtati. So just want to be clear. Tishtati means what? Are you saying it remains or it is there? Tishtati.
It is there. The condition for this sandhi is that the padantam should have a refa, and after the refa there should be a khar pratyahara.
If there is samhita.
If there is samhita, then the refa becomes sthani.
Yes, tasya sthane
visargah adeshah bhavati. That's what the sutram says, right?
Yes, and avasane?
Avasane means padante.
Padante. Padante kim bhavati?
Padante refah bhavati. Padante means end of a word. At the end of the word there should be refa, and in samhita there should be a khar pratyahara.
No. Pada avasane cha is there, cha, right? Avasane cha refasya visarga adesha. So this sutra is talking about two conditions. So one is samhitayam pare khar asti chet, khar varna asti chet, anantaram that is one. That what you said, that is fine. Pare khar asti chet refasya sthane visargadashe bhavati. Yatha munihi karoti iti asti. Munihi anantaram munis anantaram munir asti. Munir karoti. Idanim परे ककारः अस्ति खर् वर्णः इति कारणात् रेफस्य स्थाने विसर्गादेशः मुनिः करोति इति. परन्तु केवलं मुनिस् अस्ति चेत् अनन्तरं मुनिर् भवति, ससुजिषोरुः मुनिर्, अनन्तरं मुनिर् तस्मादनन्तरं किमपि नास्ति, करोत्यपि नास्ति, चलत्यपि नास्ति, किमपि नास्ति, तदेव अन्तिमपदमस्ति. तदा रेफस्य स्थाने विसर्गादेशः मुनिः इति. यथा पुनर् अस्ति. पुनर् केवलं पुनर् वदामश्चेत् अनन्तरं किमपि नास्ति, पुनः इति भवति. तस्य प्रयोगे केवलं पुनः इति वक्तुं पुनर् इति न वदामः वयं, पुनः इति वदामः.
So that means the cha indicates kari pare avasane. So either you have kari pare or you have avasane refah.
Yes.
got it.
For example, अन्यदुदाहरणमस्ति अन्तर् इत्यपि तत्रापि ओरिजिनल् रेफ अस्ति तत्रापि करवसाना विसर्जनीय अन्ते अस्ति चेत् अन्तः तथैव तत्र सर्वत्र विभक्ति रूपेषु यथा रामः अस्ति रामर्रामः अन्तिम अवसाने अस्ति चेत् रामः अग्रे भो भगो अघो अपूर्वस्य योषि इति भोस् भगो सघो सवर्णः एतत् पूर्वकस्य रो यकारः आदेशस्य आदेशपरेति पूर्वस्मिन् सप्ताहे किञ्चित् पठितम्. So I think it is clear, right? So what is any question here? Avishka Bhagini, little bit तस्य विवरणं पुनः करोतु एकवारम्.
If ref is preceded by a or a, and if it is followed by ash, then the ref is changed to yakar.
So atra samichanam atra. So these so anybody Karta Mohoday, you want to repeat this?
Yeah. Bho Artho Apurvasya Yo Asi. Explanation is Bhos, that is Bho, indicating Bho. Bhagos, that is indicating Bhag and Go.
Now what Avishka Bhagini said, you can repeat the same thing.
Vedat Purvasya Yakaraha Adesha Syat Asipare.
Okay, Avishka Bhagini punah ekavaram.
Yes. So if we have ref which is preceded by a or a, and this is followed by ash, then the ref is changed to yakar, and for the bho, bhago, agho, so if we have these words as well, and we have ra after that, then the ra will change to yakar.
Is this correct? Ra is preceded by a akara. Akara means rasvakara and dirghakara, akara, and then refa, then followed by ash varna, then refa changes to yakara. So is it now better, clear, Karta Mohoday?
Yes, it is clear now.
So now bhos, bhagos, agos, these words are also there in this sutra, but for now you can ignore that. But yeah, we can take that also, doesn't matter. If you say bhos plus ash, suppose bhos plus what is the ashvarna? Ashvarna could be any mrudu vyanjanam or swaravarna. Bhos plus atra, bhos plus atra. So in that case, sakarasya sthane yakara adesha bhavati bhoi atra. That is the meaning. But right now, yeah, those can be there, but it's not important for now. We are following a one thread here, not deviating ourselves with two other fringe words like this, bhos, bhagos, agos. There could be other, but we are following a thread like Ramas, Ramar, Munir, Mother, like that. We'll follow what happens in that cases. Yeah.
What is this bhos, bhagos, agos?
Those are three specific words. Bhos, like these are used for calling somebody, right? Bho Krishna, Bho Rama.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, this bhos is like Bho Rama.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the three specific words which are added here because this transformation applies to bhos, bhagos, agos also, not only for the so.
But should we always pronounce both only? Bo. When we say bo, that the sakara also should be.
No,
always.
No, it doesn't come, right? We say Bho Rama. We don't say Bhos. So that's why I don't want to get into that discussion. We're spending 1 hour on that. So just ignore that for now. We don't say for now. We know that already. We don't never say Bhos Balaka. We just say Bhos Balaka. No. We either say Bho or Bhoho. Right? Sometimes we say Visarga Sahitam. Bhoho. Bhoho Agacha. Not Bhos Agacha. So Bho Krishna, Bho Rama, Bho Balaka, Bho Balika, Balike. Te bhavati tatra. So those undergo some transformation. So that is a different topic. Now, ignoring that, now coming to avarna. So what does this mean? Apurvasya yoshi. Kasya apurvasya refasya. रेफः अस्ति कीदृशः रेफः अस्ति अपूर्वः रेफः अस्ति अपूर्वः तो व्हाट इज अपूर्वः यस्य पूर्वे अकारः अस्ति तादृश रेफः तस्य किं भवति अशिपरे यः यकारः यः इज जस्ट उच्चारणार्थम् अस्ति योः योषि यकारः आदेशः भवति रोहो नोट दैट इट्स रोहो व्हाट इज रोहो व्हाट इज विभक्ति ऑफ रोहो
षष्ठी
कस्य षष्ठी प्रातिपदिकं रू तस्य रोः यथा गुरु अस्ति चेत् गुरोः षष्ठी भवति तथा रोः. So what this means, this sutram, Lakshmikant Mohoday, any question? If not, can you mute please? Roho. So that means this sutra applies only to the artificial ru, not to the original refa. This applies to the artificial refa because this is referring to ru. That means this doesn't apply to the words like punar. Right? We'll see the examples. But this applies to the refa which has come due to that sasajishoru. The ru. एतत् पूर्वकस्य रोहो यकारः आदेशः भवति. अवर्णः यस्य पूर्वमस्ति तादृश रेफस्य स्थाने यकारस्य आदेशः भवति. कदा भवति? अशिपरे. अश् प्रत्याहारस्य कश्चित् वर्णः अनन्तरम् अस्ति चेत्. निर्मला भगिनी, अश् प्रत्याहारे के वर्णाः सन्ति?
Swara and Mridu Vyanjana.
Which are the Mridu Vyanjanas?
Third and fourth column.
Third and?
Fourth column.
And?
And last, Yarala. First, Yaralava.
Okay. Anybody would like to add more consonants to this?
Anunasika.
So, third, fourth, fifth columns. And Yaralava. And what else? Anything else? Mridu Vyanjanam. Ha. Akar. Okay. Etat purvakasya rahayakara ashipare. Udaharanam kimatta. Vedhas iha. Vedhasya. Kim bhavati vedasya? Sasajashuruhu vedhar iha. Anantaram bho bhago agho apurvasya yoshi. So what happens here? Vedhaya. Refasya sthane yakaradesha vedhaya. So uच्चारणेपि तथैव. There is no pause there. Vedhaya. There is no pause because samhita asti chedeva sandhi. Vedhaya. So when you say vedha,
can be finally Vedha can be finally say Vedha.
Vedaya. Tadeva asti. Vedaya vaya. To say.
In Vedas, the akara is dha. Akara.
Yeah. Yes. Akar. There it is a.
Akara is a.
Dirgha akar. Refat puram dirgha akara asti. Vedhaya. So you have to say it like this. Whether you write it like this or write it like this, uच्चारणम samanam. Okay, it doesn't matter. There is no pause. Similarly, Ramas asit. Atra kim Ramay. Ramar asit. Ramay asit. Ramay asit. Ramay asit. Ramay asit. Ramay asit. Now, until this it is clear, right? Yakarasya adeshaha. When ashipare. Anantaram refat puram.
Anantaram, here ash is there, so here all are vowels. Is there any other example which gives?
Yeah.
Ash, Gajana or
Right. Those examples are not given here because they undergo further modifications. So, but at this point, it is true. When you see, if you can see, for example, where is that? Ramas. Ramas, for example, Ramas, okay, Ramar gacchati. Right? Ramar gacchati. Now here this is a ash. So here Ramaya, right? Ramaya gacchati. But these will not stay like this. So they go away. So further modification. Now lopaha shakalyasya comes into picture now. Lopaha shakalyasya etasya parichaya asti purvameva. Lopaha shakalyasya kada asit purvam?
Ya is low.
तो लोपशाकलस्य अस्माकम् अभ्यासः जातः कदा अच्छन्धि विषये. So what अच्छन्धि was there?
एचो यवयावः सूत्रपठनसमये वयं पठितवन्तः।
तस्य उदाहरणं किम्? एचो यवयावः एचो यवयावः उदाहरणं किम्? In the group you have solved many quiz questions on echo yavayava.
Are iva.
Are
Yoga iva.
iva. Kim bhavati?
Araya. Arai iva.
Ara iva. Anantaram lopa shakalasya kim bhavati?
Yakaraha lopah. Araiva.
Araiva. So this is what we studied. Ekarasya ai adeshah. Ekarasya sthane ai adeshah. Nantaram haraiva bhavati. Parantu lopah shakalasya matena yakarasya lopah hara iva iti tishtati. Haraiva iva. Haraiva. So tatha eva same lopa shakalasya comes as 8319, not here 8319. So bhavago is 8317, tadanantaram 8319. So lopa shakalasya says vikalpena means alternatively. But lopa shakalasya, because Panini is taking this name shakalyasya, shakalya iti kaschit muneya nama तस्य नाम गौरवार्थम् इति प्रोक्तमस्ति महर्षि पाणिनिना. लोपः शाकल्यस्य मीन्स् शाकल्यस्य मतेन लोपः भवति, मीन्स् इट्स् नाट् आल्वेस्, सदा सर्वदा न भवति, कदाचित्. सो कर्तुम् अर्हामः. सो वी केन् डू दिस्. वेधाय इह अत्रापि यकारस्य लोपः भूत्वा वेधा इह. सिमिलर्ली रामै आसीत् राम आसीत् इति लोपः शाकल्यस्य इति alternate forms. So this is one form and this is another form. Rama asit. So nowadays mostly
we can choose anything.
Yeah, you can put anything.
Can we choose anything?
Yes, you can choose anything. So now, yeah, but generally nowadays we see this forms, lopa shakalya, these forms. That means when there is a, for example Sanjayo vacha asti, Sanjayo vacha, that's Rashtra vacha, Arjuna vacha. So there is a Arjunas, Arjunar u asti, Arjunar vacha. So visarga lopah tatra, lopah katham abhavat, tatheva Dhritarashtra vacha ityapi asti. Now there is more interesting case here. Let's say bho bhago ago apurvasya ashi bho svagasya. So this we studied already. So now we are looking at another sutra. Now this was bho bhago 8317, then lopa shakalasya 8319. Now 8322 comes into picture. 8322. What does it say? Hali sarvesham. What is hali sarvesham? Means hali pare. हलि परे हल् वर्णः. हल् वर्णः किं भवति? हल् वर्णः सर्वाणि व्यञ्जनानि. तो परे अस्ति चेत् किञ्चित् व्यञ्जनं, कश्चित् व्यञ्जनवर्णः परे अस्ति चेत् यकारस्य सर्वदा लोपः भवति इति अर्थः. So what this Puram, what it says, Ramai asit, this is one, Yakarasya adesha bhavat, Lopah shakalasya is saying, Vikalpena lopa bhavati iti. So Vedhai Iha becomes Vedha, Iha Rama Asit. Why these examples are given? Why you are not taking that Vyanjanam after that? Because there is another sutra following by Panini only. This is not Vikalpa. Panini only saying, Ali Sarvesham means Shakalya is saying like this, Lopa Shakalya. But Shakalya is not clearly stating when that Lopa happens, Yakarasya Lopa. But that's why Panini is confirming later, Ali Sarvesham means Yakarasya Lopaha Halipare Sarvada Bhavati. Halipare Yakarasya Lopa Syat. So, idanim Vedhas Vandyah iti asti. Vedhar Vandyah, Vedhaya Vandyah, Vedha Vandyah iti. Vedhar, Vedhaya, Vedha Vandyah. Okay. So we can take the another examples. Any like Balaka. Balakaha gachanti. So that we know that. So how do we make this? We want to say Balakaha. This is the one we know. Balakaha gachanti. So, and this is the general or Janaha gachanti, something like that, which is ending in R. Right? Balakaha gachanti, Janaha gachanti, Mahilaha gachanti. So here, what comes here? Avishka beginning. Start. So how do we start the process? What is the first step? Pratipadika Madhav. Vasumati Bagini. Yeah, Vasumati Bagini, what you're saying?
Balakas gachanti.
Yeah, what is the Pratipadikam? Pratipadikam first.
Balaka.
Balaka. Then Supratyaya. Supratyaya, Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachanam.
Balakas.
No, Supratyaya, Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam balaka. So, just, yeah.
As bhavati khulu, jhas.
As bhavati. So this will again, there are some changes here, so that's not relevant now. So this changes to balakas, right? So prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam balakas. Idanim kim bhavati? Kim sutram?
Sasajushoru.
Sasajushoruhu kim bhavati atra? Balakas, balakar. Balakar gachanti. So this gachanti is still there, right? Idanim kim bhavati? This is 8 to 66. Sasajushoruhu. Anantram.
What's it called?
Which sutra next?
Balakar.
Yeah, balakar abhavat. Anantram kim?
Balakai.
Yeah, balakai.
Balakai, yeah.
8370 it says.
Balakai.
Balakai gachanti. Idanim kim?
Yeah.
Balaka gachanti.
Katham sutram hali sarvesham.
Hali sarvesham.
8322 hali prayakarasya lopaha. So finally we have balaka gachanti. Okay, so can use this in different places. Okay. So what this Hali Sarvesham says, Hali Parayakarasya Lopasyat. So what about Ra? Any other examples you can take? Any, like I said, Janaha, Ashipare. So note that it should be Ashipare. Janaha, Kim Kuranti, Dhavanti, Jana Dhavanti. Visarga or whatever that, Sakara, Refa, and if you are thinking of Visarga there, like if you want to say Janaha Dhavanti or Janaha Dhavanti, मृगाः धावन्ति तत्र आकारः अस्ति पूर्वं विसर्गस्य पूर्वं normally in the लोकप्रयोगे लौकिकप्रयोगे we use विसर्ग मृगाः धावन्ति तत्र if there is संहिता विसर्गस्य लोपः भवति so this is considered as a visarga sandhi prakaranam thinking that visarga is there. Yeah, one way it is true because in laukika prayoga it is there. But if you go again from the Ashtadhyayi point of view, that is Visarga Nasti, Visarga, because we are starting with this, so just Sakara, Anantaram, so Refa, Mrugar, then Yakara, Mrugaya, then Yakara Silopaha, 8317, Mruga Dhavanti, Yomeo. We have not reached that Visarga stage yet. Visarga is not. So here the Prakaranas are not categorized like Visarga Sandhi Prakarana and all that because Visarga is not there. But if you look at Siddhanta Kaumudi and those approaches, they make it like, okay, Visarga because we think that for a common man, there is Visarga. Janaha or Mrugaha Dhavanti, Kukuraha, Bukkanti, those are, there is Visarga. But so in that case anyway, it is good also for common understanding, general quick understanding, because we know Visarga Sahita Padam, Yatha Kukuraha, Mrugaha, Vyaghraha. So after that, if there is any Ashwarnaha, tada, we can just safely remove that Visarga, but make sure that when pronouncing, you use Samhita there. Okay? If you don't use Samhita, then you should not remove that Visarga. For example, Mrugaha Dhavanti, Tyasti Chet. If I say Mruga, then wait, Dhavanti, then it becomes invalid. Right? So in that case, Visarga has to be added there, Mrugaha Dhavanti. So in that case, Visarga has to be added. Why? With which sutra? Mrugas became Mrugar with Sajishuruhu, and it becomes Mrugaha with what sutram? Nirmala. Karavasanayo Visarjaniyaha. Iti Mruga, because atta avasanam asti, because we are not seeking Samhita there. So Samhita means again Ucharan, not Lekhanam. So we are not Sandhi Vishaya, Lekhana Vishaya Nasti. Always consider that it is a Ucharanam. So when we say Mruga Dhavanti, it should be continuous, Mruga Dhavanti, then it is valid. Otherwise, if you are pausing there, Mrugaha, it has to be Visarga.
Balaka Gacchati is also not valid.
Which one? Which one?
Balaka Gacchanti. Should be Balakaha Gacchanti.
Yeah, if Samhita asti chet, yes, you can remove Visarga. If you are speaking Ucharanam, continuous asti chet. Avachcheda, Vyavachchedanam nasti chet, Madhye, means there is no pause. Then Visarga has to be removed. Ali Sarvesham. Balaka Gacchanti. Now here the question arises. Now previously this Bho Bhago Agho Apurvasya Ashi, this is talking about Refaha Anantasya Puram Avarna to Avarna Asti Anantaram Ash Asti. So Anantaram Ash we are just sticking. So we are continuing this condition all the time here because अत्र हल्ली सर्वेषाम् अत्रापि अशि इति तु परे तु अस्ति एव अशि परे अस्ति अनन्तरं पूर्वं किम् अस्ति अकारः तु आकारः इति अस्माकम् इदानीं विषयः सूत्रस्य विषयः अपूर्वस्य सो वन एकम् उदाहरणमस्ति इदानीमस्य वेदास् वन्द्यः अथवा बालका गच्छन्ति इति. सो बट् पूर्वम् अस्मात् पूर्वम् अत्र आसीत् रामस् आसीत् इदानीं किं भवति राम आसीत् fine. But now hali sarvesham, now taking that example Rama also, so what happens to Ramar? Suppose Ramar gacchati. This is one example, Ashipare. So now we are not yet seen what happens here. Okay. Now also one example you take, Ramas, Ramar. We saw Asit Purvam, right? In the previous example there was Asit. A is following it. Because we have to take different conditions of Ashi also, right? Afterwards, in the Ashi, what all can come? Lakshmi Kant Modi was asking, what about Gachati? What are the other examples? Only we are seeing this Swaras here. Iha, Asit. What about other? So others, yes, we have to consider them also one by one. So here we took the examples of Swara following A. Okay. Note that before, and there is A here, and there is A here, and the Swaras are following. And in the Hali Sarvesham example, what we are looking at, what condition here? A iti purvam, anantaram mrudu varnaha. Here it says Hali. Hali means any Vyanjanam, but it cannot be applied to any Vyanjanam because we have already said Ashi, Purvam. Okay. Only within Ashi, Panini is saying that remove the Vyanjanam, and for other Hash Varnas, here Hal means Hash Varnas, there, that what happens, the Yakar is the Lopasyat. Now, here atra udaharanamasti vedha akara sahitam yatha. Other examples also I am purposely taking those examples deliberately, like balaka, mruga. I am avoiding that here. Balakaha, okay. Balakaha asti. I am avoiding this example. Okay. Why? Because I know because the next sutra is going to address this. So I am taking this A only here. Balaka gacchati, gacchanti, mrugaha dhavanti, or balakaha not santi. What is that? We want balakaha asate, adanti. That means khadanti, right? Adanti, atyat hadanti. Like that. So the swara following that with before there is a akara. Now what about that akara asti? For example, Ramaha asti. So in this case what happens? So this we have to see now. That is the next sutram following this. So these next sutras are the modifiers for this bhogago apurvasya yoshi. This is like a high level definition. So refat purvam, that ref also should not be mula refa. It should be the shoru, kritrima refa. In that case, that purvam akara or asti anantaram ashasti chet refasya akara perivartan. This is a high level. Then there are other, each condition is defined separately. So as per the lopa shakalya, what happened? Yakarasya lopa bhavat. Hali sarvesham alvarna vyanjanam asti chet. So everything always yakarasya lopaha, that we saw. But now another sutra coming into picture here. Ato rora ato. I don't want to read this. Anybody reading the sutram 61113. Jai Moda.
Ato Rupluta Daplyute.
Uttam. Anybody else want to read this?
Ato ro Raptula Daplute.
I think everybody should read this one by one. Karta Mahoday.
No, I am just trying to make it as I am able to. I am just trying to follow it. Not yet completed.
No, just read it. Read the.
I can read it.
Sutram.
6113. Ado Rora Prutada Prude. That is the main heading. Ada Aswat Agarat Parasya Roho Shat Adipare.
So first, yeah, we'll see that. We'll see the explanation. First, just
Ada means so.
No. Wait, Mahodaya. We are not getting to explanation. Just read the sutram only. 6113. That you already read. Great. Thank you. Okay.
Ato
Meenakshi Bhagini.
Atoro Rapluta Daplute.
Dhanyawada. So, Atoro Rapluta Aplute. So in this, what are the parts? What parts are there? How do we split this words? Padachchedanam katham bhavati?
Ataha roho aplutat aplute.
Ataha roho aplutat. I think just type it so that it will remain here. I don't know why it's not type it. Ataha roho aplutat aplute. Now we'll have to see the meaning of each word here. Ataha roho aplutat aplute. दानि विभक्ति प्रत्ययः कः अस्ति विभक्तिरूपं किम् अस्ति इति प्रायः अत्र दृश्यते एव अतः इत्यस्य विभक्तिः का अत्र अतः No, it is like achaha. It is saying like achaha. Akaha. Akaha. Huh?
Only Rashi Shara Sakara.
At. So this is at iti padamasti atra. At. At iti padamasti. Anantaram. So at iti padasya atah bhavati chet atha achah bhavati akah iti asti tatha atah.
Shashti ekavachana?
So atra panchami asti because harasvat akarat. So both are same form, right?
Panchami.
So atra so karta mahodaya atra atah, yeah, you are saying atah means so, therefore there is another different word is there. Atah aham sanskritam pathami atah. So that is there. That is a different word. So that word is avayam atah iti. But here this at is different. This atah is different. This atah means at padasya panchami vibhakti rupam. Anantaram roho aplutat aplute iti asti. So first just
here so ataha, what a certainly meaning is not therefore.
it is not therefore. It is a panchame. Yeah, we'll see that one by one.
Okay.
So first let's focus on the vibhakti of each word here. So ataha is the panchami vibhakti of at. That is the one part. And what is roho? So this we saw before.
रू शब्दस्य षष्ठी एकवचनम्.
Ru. Okay, yeah, correct. Ru shabdasya षष्ठी ekavachanam. Aplutat. This is simple. Aplutat and aplute.
Panchami.
न प्लुतात् अप्लुतात्.
Now aplutat, apluta. This is nothing that there is no, like it is not a pratyahara or anything. It's just apluta, simple word. Apluta. Pluta nasti. Tat. Pluta, you know everybody what is pluta?
ह्रस्व दीर्घ प्लुतः.
So what is pluta?
Meaning?
प्लुत is त्रिमात्रकालं यत् उच्चारणं क्रियते तत् प्लुतः.
प्लुता मात्रा भवति. त्रिमात्रा काल. उदाहरणं किम्?
The classical example is ku.
यथा कुक्कुटस्य कुक्कुटः रौति.
I didn't understand apluta.
No, apluta, we don't understand that. Just understand pluta first. What is pluta? What is pluta?
I don't know meaning.
What is pluta? This you should be knowing.
Don't remember this.
Okay. What is pluta?
Sangeetam also we use sarigama padani. Sarigama pa. Is that pluta?
I don't know about that. Meenakshi Bhagini was saying, she just explained.
I think, yeah, if we extend it beyond Dvimatra, maybe.
So, in short, Lakshmikant Mode, in short, each swara like akara, then there is a u, e, all these swaras can be pronounced in three different timings, right? One is Hraswa. Hraswa is there. Hraswa, Dirgha.
Yeah.
And the third variation is Pluta. Based on the timing, based on the time used for each pronunciation.
Like
for example,
like Udatta Anudatta?
No, Udatta Anudatta is a different kind of variation. Udatta Anudatta is not dependent on the timing. Udatta Anudatta Swarita is dependent on the inflection, not time.
It refers to the pitch.
Pitch or inflection. So here, Hraswa Dirgha Pluta is based on the time. The time is Ekamatra. So time is measured in the Matra Kala. Matra is just a generic term used. It's a relative term. Matra. 1 matra, 2 matra, 3 matra. So what is 1 matra exactly? How much is 1 second, 2 seconds? So that is again a relative term, as I said. So generally we can think of it as like a 0.6 seconds. So I'm just saying based on some. Yeah. So like Meenakshi Bhagini was saying, classic example, like how this kukkuta. Kukkuta means your hen or rooster in the morning. It makes sound, right? In the mornings, does it still make sound? Do you hear sound in your cities?
In my hometown, yes.
Yeah.
Not
maybe
Pikaha, but Pikaha.
It is like calling. It is like calling.
No,
hey.
No, any swara.
Hey.
Lakshmikant Mode, I will send you one video recording already. We discussed this in the Shiksha class in detail. So there you can go through it. So right now let's focus on this. Pluta is not even relevant here. We are not going to apply this Pluta or discuss Pluta in this sutram. So let's skip it. Just make the Pluta is a 3 matra kala, short time, like for example a, then a is dirgha and a is a Pluta. A Pluta is used for calling. It is not only a, it could be for any swara, like oo, that is also Pluta. The Pluta is used generally for calling somebody, calling anybody. So now, so this apluta means which is not Pluta, and aplute, aplutat is Panchami Bhakti, and what aplute is which Bhakti?
Saptami.
Saptami. So when now we generally know, I hope, that Panchami Bhakti tata Saptami Bhakti arthaka sutreshu like Hali Sarveshan. Hali, what is the Hali? Hali asya vibhakti ka?
So it is Paranimittam. Saptami is Paranimittam.
So in the previous sutra, Hali Sarvesham asti. Hali, what is Hali? Hali asya vibhakti ka? So I just
Hali is Saptami. Hali is Saptami.
So I just kept it. I didn't discuss, thinking that you all know this by already. And this Khari, Kharavasani Visajana, Khari Pare, that was Khari Pare. Here Hali Sarvesham, what is Hali? Saptami. So what it indicates? Hali Pare. Right? Hali Pare.
In the Pare, the Hal Pratyahara should be there.
Yes. Hali, means whenever Saptami comes, it indicates that one is Thani, then the Pare, means second word, second letter, or the following letter should be Hal. Similarly here also, Aplute means the following whatever letter is there, or what this sutra is talking about, that letter should be Apluta, the following letter. Now which letter is talking about? That is the question. Okay? So that, let's see now, so the Apluta here is obviously coming as an adjective to some other letter. Apluta itself is not a letter. So it is talking about some other swara, Aplute, and if it is coming as an adjective, some other letter should be in the same vibhakti, like Saptami vibhakti. So is there any other letter in this sutram in Saptami vibhakti? Ataha roho aplutat aplute. No, nasti. So this sutra itself, by itself, is incomplete. So it needs anurukti. So it needs anurukti means borrowing from some other sutra. So from the other previous sutra, some words have to follow here. That is one thing we need to know. We should understand that part, because aplute is standing there without referring to anything else. Now ataha, but aplutat is there. Aplutat is Panchami Bhakti, and then but there is a ataha also Panchami Bhakti. So idanim vayam janimaha aplutat iti Panchami Bhakti padam Panchami Bhaktanta padam kasya visheshanamasti ataha padasya visheshanamasti. So what is at now? Ataha means what? First. At. At is
Hrasvakaram.
This
only Hrasvakaram. Because the ta over there is Tapara Sanya.
So this was there in some previous sutra, right? At. Where was it before? Vadatu? Engappadantadati. Anybody remember? Engappadantadati. Avishka begini.
We saw atin adenguna.
Adengunaha. Adgunaha. Atengunaha also, yes. Atengunaha. At engunaha. Enga pananta tati. So what is ati there?
It's rasva.
Enga padantat ati is saptami.
So ati is saptami.
At shabdasya saptami.
Kim Suresh Mother?
Ati ityukte hrasva akara eva.
Good. Yeah, correct. So we have seen this in this multiple places before. Adengunaha, Atgunaha, and Engapanatadati. So you should be familiar with that. Otherwise, please go back and look at that. So, but anyway, it's a simple at. There we are referring to at. At means kevalam rasvakaraha. Why are we saying rasvakaraha? Because the previous sutra, if you see, which was the previous? Bho bhago abho apurvasya yoshi. So it is here only, right? Bho apurvasya yoshi. Here apurvasya is there. Here there is no at. There is no at. Here only is there. Asya artha kaha, only a.
So it will be all the 18 forms of a.
Yes, all the 18 forms of a. But again, because again laukika prayoga, we have lost that anudatta, udatta, swarita and ananasika and all that. So we have discussed only rasva and dirghakara. Means a and a both. So here at is not used. That is why both dirgha and rasvakara are added here, used here, and they are considered here. Varanto atororad aplute atoror aplutad aplute asmin sutre atah at means rasva akara eva. Okay, rasva akara eva dushyate. Only that is considered in this sutra. Roho iti shashti bhakti. Aplutat aplute means Panini is emphasizing this condition is, this sutra applies only to apluta, though he is saying at here. Still is saying apluta. Why? That is again separate discussion. We will not discuss that at this moment. Because at already means rasvakara. Technically there is no need to say aplutat again. But again he is using aplutat because there is some reason for that which is beyond the scope of the discussion here. For now, let's forget this. Okay? Let's focus only on this is simple one. Ataha roho. Okay. Now, from the anuvritti means we are borrowing something from other sutra. What we are borrowing? We are borrowing two things. Ut and ati. As I said before, aplutena saptame bhakti ekavachanam, and it is standing as a visheshanam to ati coming from a different sutra. That is just for your understanding. Otherwise, for now, aplutat, aplute, these two words, ignore it, and we'll discuss this ataha roho ut ati. This is the anuvritti sahita sutram. With the anuvritti, with borrowing from other parts of Ashtadhyayi, this becomes the complete sutram. Complete sutram means when somebody asks you what is the sutram, you are going to say only this, okay? Not with anuvritti sahitram. Atoro rapladad aplute, only that is the sutram. Similarly, the hali sarvesham, that is only sutram. Anuvritti sahita sutram will be different. That is just for the study, our study, understanding. We are adding this anuruttis here. Ataharoho ut ati. Now what is ut again? Here also there is a taparakaranam. Takara asti atra. What is ut?
Again, it refers to Hrasva Ukaram. Hrasva Ukaram.
Just note that it is not karam, karaha, ukaraha. Hrasva ukaraha. Ut is Hrasva ukaraha. And ati?
Ati is Saptami.
Saptami of?
At.
So now the whole the scenario should be clear here, what it is trying to say. So because we already know Saptami means what, Prathama means what, Shashti means what, Panchami means what, right? So here, Ataha Roho Ut Ati. Ataha iti Panchami, Roho iti Ru Padasya Shashti, Ati iti Saptami, and Ut iti Asya Vibhaktihi.
Prathama Vibhakti.
Prathama, Ut. So Ataha Roho Ut Ati. So here, one thing is clear. Shashti Vibhakti asti Ruhu. Means Ru iti Padasya Shashti Vibhakti. So Shashti Vibhakti asti is Tasya Sthane. So in that place, in the place of Ru. Ru means here Refa. Krutrima Refa. Krutrima Refasya Sthane Adesha Bhavati. Kasya Adesha Bhavati?
Ut Adesha Bhavati.
Ut iti Prathama Vibhakti. Because just like Iko Yanachi, Yan Adesha Bhavati, Yan, what is Prathama Vibhakti? Tasya Adesha. Here, Ut is the Prathama Vibhakti. Ut iti Padasya Adesha Bhavati, Refasya Sthane. So this is the basic statement. Now we'll have to look at the conditions. In what condition this Adesha will happen? Refasya Sthane Ukarasya Adesha. Kasyam sthitau Adesha Bhavati. One is Ataha. Ataha. Ataha is the Panchami Vibhakti of Rasvakara. Panchami asti karanat Purvam Bhavet. Asya Sthaninaha Purvam. Rasvatakarat. Okay. Means Refasya Purvam Rasvakara Bhavet. Okay. This is one condition. Asya sthane ukara tada refasya sthane ukara adesha punah atra sthiti asti ka one more condition ati pare. The second condition. Refasya anantaram kim bhavet iti ati padena uchyate. What is ati?
Again, Hrasva Akaram Pare.
Hrasva akaraha pare bhavet. So akaraha, Hrasva akaraha purvam bhavet, refasya purvam.
Shamyatam. Hrasva akaraha pare.
Hrasva akara refasya purvam bhavet is one condition which is indicated by this Panchami Ataha. And Hrasva akaraha param api bhavet, anantaram, refasya anantaram. So that is indicated by this Ati, Saptami. In that condition, refasya sthane Ukarasya Adesha. Okay. And what kind of refa is that? That is Krutrima refa, not Mula refa. Krutrima refa coming from Sasajishoruhu. Okay, Karta Mohdaya, so far clear?
No, I didn't. I don't know why the 61113 Sutra, Ado Rorapu. That theory, how it is exactly applied to Rama plus Asti, Rama, then
wait.
How this is correlated, that I don't know. How this theory and this example.
Okay. Yeah, but example we are not seeing, but what I have seen, we will see that example. I am not skipping the example. But
in the example, in example only R is in that place U is Adesha. That I understood. But how this is theory is correlated, that I don't know.
Okay, we'll see that. One second more. I think we are skipping ahead. My question so far is what we discussed so far. We are not yet looked at the example. So I'm not asking you whether you understood the example. I think you are just going ahead and looking at the other lines here. So my question is, so far we discussed for last 15 minutes, what is ataha, what is ut, what is ati. So in this case, is there any question? What is my question? Is there any doubt here? What is ut, what is ati, what is ataha?
That is clear.
I would suggest do not worry about the next line.
Okay.
We'll look at that. We have time.
Okay.
Not today, next class. But so far, I just want to make sure, because this is a fundamentally what happens is like if you understand this Panchami Vibhakti Katham Prayujyate, Saptami Vibhakti Artha Kaha, Pratama Vibhakti, if that is understood, that is just a basic understanding. It will help to understand other sutras also when they come. That's what Ma Sharada had that doubts yesterday, right? What is Saptami, Shashti, etc. Okay, so now the example. Let's take the example. Ramas Asti. Okay? Let's say take this. Now let's start with Ramas Asti. Okay, Karta Model, you only say that. Ramas Asti. So in this case, which sutra comes into picture first?
Yes, you change it to Ramas.
So changes to Ra. Which sutram?
Yeah.
What sutram? Yeah. Also, yeah, that if you
know that this change it to Ra.
Very simple way to remember. Sa is changing to Ra. So the sutram should start with Sa and then end with Ra.
Yeah, that is how we can interpret also. Yeah, good. Yeah, which sutram? This is the basic sutra, right? For everything, this will all the our
8315.
No, not 8315. All our discussion is starting with this sutra, basic sutra. What is sutram? This sutram.
So I am unable to say that, sir.
Yeah, I think you need to repeat and
maybe I will go through this previous notes.
Yeah,
don't worry.
So,
it is not very important. I will make it before this one.
Names are slightly difficult for me, at least, to remember.
Names?
Sasho, Shuhuru, Rohu.
Okay.
Something I am not able to, memorize.
So maybe you can this sutra many times people get confused because it's the Sajusho. Sajusho is a confusing part here. If there is only Saha Ruhu, that is enough, right? That is easy.
This kind of prayogas it occurs in the Bhagavad Gita. Lots of.
No, it is okay, but here no, because the meaning, if one understands the meaning, it is easy to remember the sutram. Because here, what is Sajush is a confusing part here. Because we are not, generally we are not studied and nobody means it's not relevant. Because if it is just like a Saha Ruhu, if it is like Saha Ruhu, if it is like this, then it is easy to remember, right? Saha Ruhu. What is this Sajush? This throws many people off. Right? And for saying also, remembering also, it is confusing. So this sutra, actually it means when padanta sakarasya means that padante sakaraha asti chet, like this munis, etc. Only if it is padanta sakarasya vishaye vaktavyam asti chet, saharuhu sutra was enough. Okay, this was enough. There was no need to add this sajush. But Panini added sajush because in case of sajush also, then padante refasya adesha bhavati. Sajur iti bhavati. Okay. This sajush means mitram or a friend, or there are other meanings also. So this is a special case. Panini doesn't want to omit or ignore any word in the language in his sutras. He has made his maximum effort. There are some again cracks here and there, but he has done very sincere effort not to ignore even a single word, at least during his times. Whatever word was available, laukike api, vaidike, veda prayogeshu api, any word, he has not ignored them. He has taken them and put the sutra for each and every single word. Even if it is a single word having a different form, he has the sutras or a way of derivation for that. Now in this case, sajush. Now if he has omitted sajush is okay, forget it. Then what happens to sha? We will not be able to derive the forms, vibhakti forms of sajush. Okay? That is why he has added the sajush in this sutra. Otherwise, there is no need to add. He can very happily, he might very easily, he could have ignored it. Okay, there's just one word is there, just ignore it, people will figure out. Okay? But he has not done it. He is very systematic, methodic, and he has put that. But now, for our sake, we can just, if it is confusing for you, ignore it. But there is no need to ignore it. It is simple. What this means is, for both, when at the end of the pada there is a sakara, or for sajush word also, at the end, refasya adesha bhavati iti artha. Okay. Now, because all our examples, they do not involve sajush word. We are talking about only a padanta sakara. So, wherever there is, for example, munis, here is the padante sakara asti, so this changes to munir. Here also padante sakara asti, this changes to munir, right? So we are ignoring the sajush because sajush talks only about the specific word sajush. So forget that. Okay, Karta Mohoday, I think that is clear now. So padanta sakarasya.
Yes.
Refa
is clear now.
Refasya adesha. So here also what we are doing? Ataha ro. So here we had ataha aplutad apluti. What happened to I had written? What happened? I had written, right? Here. So ataha at ruhu ut ati. Huh? Ati. So these are ataha. So this is the same thing is explained here. So we are ignoring this because that is again a more grammatical discussion. So from some other sutras we are borrowing these two, ut and ati. And now what we are saying, ataha swat akarat parasya roho u syat ati pare. So that means we are talking about refa. What kind of refa se sthane ukaradesha bhavati. That is the simple meaning of this. Ruhu ut. These are the two important main words in this sutram. Ruhu ut means refasya sthane ukaradesha bhavati. What kind of refa? It should be preceded by a. Rasva a only, not dirgha a. Rasva at. At means rasva. So before refa there should be a. And then ati. Ati means that is saptami vibhakti. So refa should be followed by rasva a. That means on both sides of refa there should be a. This is the condition. So in this condition, refasya sthane u adesha bhavati. Okay. So this is the theory Now we are looking at the example here. What is the example here? Ramas asti. Now from the Sazashishoruhu 8 to 66 that we just now discussed. So in this Padanta Refasya Sakarasya Sthane Refadeshaha. So kim bhavati atra Ramar asti. Now what is before Refa atra? Refat puram kim asti?
Hrasvakara.
Refat anantaram?
Refa anantaram
Harasvakara. So Refasya Sthane U adeshaha. So we have Ram. Okay, there is also. We are not removing a. Kevalam Refasya Sthane. Where is there a Refa? Then we are bringing a U. Then Asti. Okay. Rama plus we are just taking out Refa. Correct? Be aware of this. We are not taking the O here. Though Rama and Rama means Rama plus A is there, right? Rama plus A, then Refa, then Asti is there. Then what we are doing? In this Refa Sthane, we are bringing U. Then Asti is still there after that. Then what happens? Ram plus A plus U. A plus U becomes Ramo Asti. Now what happens? Now, how did this A plus U become O?
Sandhi.
Sutram. Adenguna Sadhya Sutram. Adguna. Okay. Adguna. What is the Sutra Sankhya? Adguna. Or in which adhyaya it is there? 6.
6187.
6187. Now, Bodhago Ago Purvasya Yoshi, it is in which chapter?
8th.
Ashtamadhyaya. And is it in Tripadi? Is it in Tripadi? Is it in last 3 padas? So what we have done is, what we have said before, if we are in the Tripadi, we cannot get into Shashtadhyaya or outside the Tripadi, right? We cannot go back and apply that sutra which is outside the Tripadi. But we are here, see this Bodha is in the Tripadi, but we are applying the Atorur Aplute from the Shashtadhyaya. How is that possible? We did that before also, Rory. In the case of Rory also we did the same thing. We jumped out. So why are we applying here? Because what happened? Because this Ato Ro Rapludad Aplute, it is saying, it is specifically talking about this Ra condition, Ru condition. It is specifically talking about the Ru condition. Why it is in the 6th chapter? That is again because it is needed there. That is, there are other conditions it has to meet. So, but however, since it is talking specifically about Ru, that is why we need to apply it here. Otherwise, the existence of Sutra will become, it will go in vain. I mean, it will be useless. It is taking this Ru, it is mentioning Ru in it, and it is talking about Ru. So we are going to apply, and we can apply that sutra here. Atoror Aplodad Aplute, even though it is outside this Tripadi. Okay. So then, once we are outside Tripadi, then we are free to go anywhere outside Tripadi there. Once we exit Tripadi, then we can use Adguna. Because Adguna is also in the Shashtadhyaya. Right? Then we can go to even 4th one if it is applicable. Whatever chapters we want, we can just freely go around, move around, and then depending on the condition, we can apply the sutra. Another sutra. Once we are able to exit Tripadi. Now this atoror apludad aplute, it is allowing us, it is forcing us to exit out of Tripadi because of its nature. And once we get there, now we are free to apply Adgunaha. Right? So now Rama U becomes Ramo Asti. Okay. Until this is clear, Ashka Bhagini?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. Anantaram Ramo Asti. Now, I don't know. Let's see if we can figure out this. What next other sutra will be applicable here after Ramo Asti? This is like other Sandhi Sutra, Ach Sandhi Sutra we have studied. Now we are into Ach Sandhi, we are free to apply anything now because we have jumped out of a Tripadi.
I think Okara followed by Ach. Achoyava. Again, I can't remember the whole thing.
No, Nirmala Bhagini.
Achoyama.
Yeah, that's a good guess. Yes, it would be, but what? Nirmala Bhagini.
What's the question now there? I didn't understand.
Question is, now we have come to this Ramo Asti. So this we have reached this stage, right? That is why I put the question mark here. After that, what? Ramo Asti. We have reached the condition by applying Adgunaha, Guna Sandhi. Simple, right? Like other Guna Sandhis we have studied. Rama U Asti becomes Rama plus U becomes Ramo Asti. Now Ramo Asti. In this condition, any other sutra can be applied, any other Ach Sandhi sutra? Or is this the final?
The final word shall be Ramosti.
Yeah, correct. Ramosti. So how?
And I is being lower.
Yeah, how? We already studied this.
Yes, I studied it. Kind of explain it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I'm trying to find it. Nirmala Bhagini? No, Uran Raparakatu. Rukara nasti. Rukara. Nirmala Bhagini, before this, you already said one sutra, right? In case of Ati. At. What sutra is that? In case of this At-Tati examples, you said one sutra. What is the sutra? Puna, Uchai. Astu. Anybody want to explain that? Enga Padanta Dati. Quick, we do not have much time. Anybody quickly, if you know, please explain that. Enga Padanta Dati.
So when O is at the end of a pada and is followed by a, then the O is replaced by the avagraha change.
No, it doesn't talk about avagraha anything. Okay, so homework. Enga Padanta Dati, please read at home and then we'll meet next week on this. Okay, we'll stop here today. It's already late. Dhanyawada, namaskara. Enga Padanta Dati. Please, I'll post that in the group. Read about it and we'll meet again in the next week. Dhanyawada.
Dhanyawada.
Thank you.